Just notice this one here, this huge monument and the inscription on it. Sacred to the memory of Walter D. O'Grady, who died the 10th of July 1911, aged 5 months. Desmond O'Grady died the 19th of April 1917, aged 6 months. Anthony O'Grady of Leinster Road died the 3rd of April 1929, aged 64. Anthony T. died the 5th of August 1954, aged 53. Sophia Angela O'Grady was 80 in 1955. And then to the memory of Elizabeth Riley, faithful friend and housekeeper to the late Anthony and Sophia, died the 15th of March 1966. So they put Elizabeth's inscription there, her name on that monument as well. Faithful housekeeper and friend. That's beautiful. Have your restaurant or cafe, I should say, over there, guys. People can go in there and have a cup of coffee and chat when they're visiting their loved ones. Final resting places here in Glasnevin. You can see they've cut down a lot of trees here as well. I suppose, you know, to keep the monument safe in case of a storm, that the tree wouldn't fall on any of those graves and damage those historical monuments there. Final resting place there of Daniel O'Connell. Underneath that big tower there is his crypt and final resting place. We have the graves here of Edmund Foley, all part of the Easter Rising here, who died for their country. Thomas Traynor, Frank Flood, Patrick Doyle, and of course Kevin Barry, who was executed by the British forces, and he died in 1920 and he was aged only 18 years old. Kevin. So that's just the final resting place in there, guys. I took a tour here before, and Serenity Sue has been in there, I think, on her channel. If you check it out, Serenity Sue, she has been inside there, and that's the final resting place of Daniel O'Connell. So guys, I'm going to take you over here now to the columbarium area where urns are kept over here, and we'll read a couple of them. There's some lovely ones with photographs on them. And there's people, as you can see, visiting here today, and it's a busy place, Glasnevin Cemetery. There's the old style mortuary chapel where funerals take place around there. We have the old stand here outside the church. Michael Dial Funeral Directors. And a book of condolences here as well, so people can sign their name on that. So this is the columbarium area here, where ashes are scattered and people are interred here in urns. And we have these lovely benches here, memorial benches. And this one here is called A Little Girl Who Passed Away, Amber, aged 3 years, taken on the 28th of February 2004. Love you always from your heart, broken mommy, daddy and big sister. And a beautiful photograph of Amber there, beautiful little girl. She rests in peace. So it's beautiful the way they have the area set up here. We have this very unusual looking tree here. It's beautiful. The shape. Look at that tree. So we'll continue on, guys, and I'll bring you up and show you. There's a military section up here. We'll have a quick look at that as well, because I know Cemetery Visits with Jim is into his military stuff, and he does great videos on YouTube, so check his channel out, Cemetery Visits with Jim. Very respectful man, and pays a lot of respect to the fallen and the veterans, people who died in World War II and World War I, etc. So this is the wall here of people interred, their ashes. And there's beautiful photographs on them. Beautiful design here, artwork on these ones, the colours. Declan Healy, who died in 1993. And I like the ones with the old photos on them. You know, the old black and white ones. And some of the people on them actually look like film stars, like we have here in loving memory of our dear parents, Michael and Josie Sheedy. And look at that old photo of their wedding day there. Isn't that beautiful? The happy couple. So rest in peace to all these people here today. Another lovely old photographs here in loving memory of Flood, Mary and James together forever. We have Florence and Terence on this one. Ingrid O'Reilly, together forever, always in our thoughts. And Patrick. Right guys, so I'm going to take you up around and we'll see the military section here. So this section here is remembering those who served the RAF, the Royal Air Force, erected by Royal Air Forces Association, Republic of Ireland branch. And we have a little bit of information here. The Battle of the Ancre November 1916. The Battle of the Somme continued until November 1916. And in the photo here we have Sub-Lieutenant Charles A. Markey, who served with the 63rd Royal Naval Division in the final action of the Battle of the Somme. He suffered gas poisoning during the battle and died in 1920. He's buried here in grave OD 44 in Dublin. So that's more history there, military history. Members of the 16th Irish Division following the capture of Ginchy. Photograph there of all the group. So it's huge. Glasnevin. We have all these Commonwealth War Graves Commission screen walls. In memory of the officers, NCOs and men who served and died during the Great War and are buried in this cemetery and whose names are here recorded. We have a number of names there, guys, and if you want to pause the video, please do so and read those. We have Royal Air Force there, Bannister, 2nd Private, and a number of other ones. Sergeant David Nelson, Royal Horse Artillery, 1914. We have these large helmets here like monuments. Don de la France. That's the 16th Irish Division. Big monument just straight ahead there as well. We see another one here with this large helmet on it here with a shamrock. So it's beautiful to have it laid out like this, and in the cemetery here, remembering all the people who fought for their country, and thank you for your service. So just over here, I just quickly want to show you this tower here, and this was one of the watchtowers here. There's 4, I believe, altogether in the cemetery. And these would have been used here back in the day. You can see this watchtower was completed by 1842 to prevent bodies being snatched from Glasnevin Cemetery for anatomical use for medical schools. So that's one of the towers they used to use. They had guards up there who would shoot to kill if anybody tried to steal any bodies from the cemetery here back in the 1800s. As you know, they used to steal a lot of bodies back in the day and sell them to science. So I'm just going to show you one more here, guys. I said I'd come back around and show you. It's a vault here, and it's the vault of a bishop who was the first English speaking bishop in India. and it's just this one here. And it's the final resting place here of the Most Reverend Dr. Daniel O'Connor, the first English-speaking Catholic bishop in India and co-founder of New John's Priory Church. And that's the vault just down there. You can see those steps down into it. And on the door of the vault you can see the bishop's hat and the Sacred Heart and all those other symbols and a number of other names over the door entrance of the vault there. And his photo is on the grave, and it's faded away there, as such as you can see. So that's the Bishop Daniel O'Connor, and he passed away in 1867, aged 81 years old. Another beautiful large monument here to commemorate the lives, principles and sacrifices of Terence Bellew McManus, young Irelander, Colonel John O'Mahony, young Irelander, and one of the founders of the Fenian organisation, Charles Patrick McCarthy, Daniel Redden, Patrick W. Nally and James Stritch, members of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, whose remains lie below, all outlaws and felons according to English law, but true soldiers of Irish liberty, representatives of successive movements for Irish independence. Their lives thus prove that every generation produces patriots who were willing to face the gibbet, the cell and exile to procure the liberty of their nation and afford perpetual proof that in the Irish heart, faith in Irish nationality is indestructible. And it's a beautiful monument, and there's a woman on top of the monument there, and it says Éamon written on it. And just down the bottom there it says John O'Mahony, head centre of the Fenian Brotherhood, died in New York on the 6th of February 1877. Ardesh da Gorav Anam. Plaque unveiled on the 6th of February 1977 by the O'Mahony clan, and it was renovated by the National Graves Association in 1989. But isn't that just gorgeous? And over on this side here we see a little girl, and she has her hand there on top of a dog. And just on the other side of it then we have a young boy with a dagger in his hand. So a beautiful grave, and thank you for your service to all the brave men who fought for Ireland. So just at the back of that beautiful white marble one we read, we have this one here, in memory of John Keegan Casey, patriot, poet and novelist, member of the Irish Republican Brotherhood, author of The Rising of the Moon, and many soul-stirring national ballads and songs. He was born in 1846 and he died St. Patrick's Day 1870. And on his monument there we see a dog, a harp and a scroll. And on the side of it here then we have a stone carving here of a church and a round tower. Isn't that amazing? A beautiful grave, and all those little shamrocks in it, and the Celtic cross. This huge vault here, guys, the steps going down into it here, look at that, and the iron door, and it's the family vault of Mr. Nugent, Rathgar here in Dublin, and his headstone is overhead of the vault here. In loving memory of my father, Michael Nugent Rathgar, who died on the 10th of September 1858, aged 73, and his wife Mary Patricia died in 1878, aged 65. Our Blesk style monument. Right guys, so I'm down here at the circle of the vaults, and we're going to have a couple of a look at a couple of vaults down around here in Glasnevin in the cemetery. There's 1.6 million people interred here in Glasnevin, and there are all the vaults, and you can see the monuments overhead, and each monument represents the people that are buried inside the vault. So they're all numbered here, the vaults, and there's names over the doors. Archbold 1847, number 68. Someone has left an artificial rose in this one. MacLachlan, Cornelius MacLachlan, the vault there. Keogh. And as I was saying, there's a beautiful angel monument for George Delaney, in memory of his beloved wife Fanny, died October the 21st, 1855. So the Delaney family are interred inside the vaults in here, and you can kind of see there's coffins in there, guys, as well. The Delaneys. The family vault of Lawrence Cuff, Dublin, number 58. And you can see there's coffins there, and the wreath of flowers are left on top. So we're coming up now to the numbers here, the other ones, and their numbers are dropping, so we're getting around the Rocca family here. Patrick Joseph, who died 21st September 2009. Beautiful monument there. The vault of James McCann. So it's kind of like the same design and setup here as Mount Jerome. There's an area in Mount Jerome Cemetery we've been to. Now I have been here before, as I was saying, coming up to about a year ago. And so I have those videos on my channel if you want to look at those, part 1, 2 and 3. We'll just look inside this one here, guys, and see what we can see. So just inside of the vault there, guys, you can see there is a coffin there, and it looks like it's a child's coffin, and underneath that then you have the bigger size coffins there with the crosses and the crucifixion on them. Wow. And this is number 39. And there we have coffins there just in front. 39. Wow, look at that, guys. And up there on the right in the corner you can see there's another child's coffin there and an adult's one just underneath. Wow. Number 38 here then. And there's kind of a metal fence there, but down below you can see left and right there is coffins there also. So here we have the vault here, number 41, the family vault of Mr. Richard Leonard Kilmoon Ashburn, Charles Leonard, Liverpool, late of Wellington Road, I think it says, whose remains are deposited in this vault. He died Easter Sunday, March the 28th, 1869, aged 76 years old. And we can see in there the coffin with the crucifixion scene, or a plaque on top of it. We can see the roof of the vault there, the way it's made. And just at the very back there we have a coffin, and these coffins are very fresh looking. You can see how fresh they are, and they're there since the 1800s, so some of these vaults, you know, the coffins deteriorate and fade away. And there's a kind of another angle there of the coffins. Wow, look at this one here, guys. You have a Dublin football jersey, pictures, flags, photographs, loads of trinkets in there. Wow. And it looks like the coffin is there on the left. And photographs of family members and all. That's beautiful. Hill 16 is written on it. That's a Hill 16 is an area in Crow Park in Dublin. It's called Hill 16. So we have this opened grave here, and the stone carvings on the outside of it here with the heads either side as you enter. Inside here we can see the style of floor that's in here, and there is a lot of graffiti inside here, which is sad to see. The graffiti on it there. But the story behind this, guys, this one here, is actually, there was an article on a newspaper here. I'm not sure what newspaper it was. It could have been one of the main ones here in Ireland. I don't want to mention the name anyway, to be honest, but there's an article online that states that this final resting place here was actually used by the homeless. There's a picture online, and I will put that over the video. So there was actually homeless people sleeping inside of this here. Now, to some people, they might think that's disrespectful, and The people are sleeping rough in the vault at Glasnevin Cemetery as the homeless crisis continues to worsen. The young man and woman have resorted to sleeping with the dead, with the accommodation descending into an emergency on a national level. So they were wrapped up here, people in sleeping bags, lying on mats on the stone cold floor here of the burial place. But the graffiti that's written on the walls is not acceptable, and it's disrespectful, and it's not nice to see, and I hope it gets cleaned up, those walls, and the family members of these people who are deceased, if they're still around, can get something sorted out. But that's the story behind this one here. There was homeless people. There was homeless people living in it. And look at our little friend over here, guys. The squirrel. And he's on this Celtic cross. Just there. Look at him moving. Wow. And he's just after jumping right off that ledge, and I'll just go over and show you. He's after jumping right down off this ledge, and that's a good drop.
See the angel sitting now. How did he get so fast?
He's over around there.
See the angel statue?
Yeah.
And then he's on the Celtic cross.
Oh, he's on the cross beside it, yeah. He's moving again, he's gone again, he's camera shy. There's a lot of people that are camera shy. They don't like to show themselves on camera for some reason. I see it on videos.
We're not blaming the homeless.
So back to this, guys. We're not blaming the homeless people. You know, when push comes to shove, homeless people don't have a choice. You know, I've seen documentaries on YouTube actually in Manila, in the Philippines, where people actually use cemeteries as places to live. You know, they clear out these tombs and they live inside them, and their husband and wife and children and all the family live in the cemeteries in the Philippines. So it's it's a normal thing to people in the Philippines. But over here in Ireland, in Dublin, that's the story, guys, anyway, behind that certain one there. There was homeless people living inside of that, so I hope those people who were sleeping rough there got sorted out with accommodation. Right, guys, I'll wrap it up here in Glasnevin Cemetery in Dublin. Thanks for coming along here on this beautiful walk here today in this very historical cemetery. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you all on the next adventure with grave visitations. Take care, guys, and God bless.